Welcome back, Guardians. We're going to be talking about the Golden Age, which is arguably one of the most important times in Destiny. But it seems to be that I call every single point in the timeline important, and I don't know why I'm saying this. Why am I saying this? I guess just roll the intro. The Golden Age began in the 21st century. Yes, that is the one we live in today, and hopefully it does happen because that would be awesome. I could really need something to do in real life. Just kidding. But a celestial body began moving into the solar system. Humanity's devices pick up that, and they decide to track it. It is moving, it's got this weird path that's going on. It's not an asteroid, and they monitor it. It goes from Jupiter to Mercury to Venus, and it seems to be terraforming. Now, what terraforming is, it's usually used in science fiction, but hopefully it becomes science fact, and that is to change a planet's everything to suit human needs. Change the gravity, if possible, change the air, change the climate, change anything to suit our needs. What the Traveler does, it changes Mars, changes Venus, all into inhabitable planets. That is why when you were saying, how come we can jump the same distance on Mars and on Venus? And I don't know if it went to the moon, but that's because the Traveler has changed it, and it's now fine. If you're wondering if you can take your helmet off on Mars, yes you can. You can take it off on Venus. It's not poisonous anymore, although the clouds may look it. It's completely 100% safe. So after the Traveler has done, I personally do not know if it's done Jupiter, but I'm pretty sure it just did its moons, and it also did Saturn's moons. But once it got over to Mars, humanity decided to send a mission over to Mars. It was multinational, consisting of 3 pilots: Commander Jacob Hardy, Mihailova, and Kiao. Sorry on the names, if anyone has those. Now, terraforming doesn't take a very short amount of time, so this was all thought out. They knew the Traveler is going to change over from different planets, so they were making sure that they were going to save it to Mars. They sent it over when it was in the middle of terraforming, and along the way, Jacob Hardy kept a diary. You can read it in the Grimoire. There's about 4 of them, I think. 4 entries. And it goes on to talk about how the mission was revolutionary. It was the beginning of a new age, the Golden Age, but it was about a 2-year trip in about the time when they were just about to land. A lot of things went wrong. The engine's failure, the 3 locations they wanted to land on, they were all stormy. It was almost impossible, if not just a suicide mission, to even get to the ground. So on the 4th attempt and location to go to, they decided to, let's just do it. There's no point. We're running out of resources. We have to go down now. And also, it's strange because if you need help, help is 2 years away. There's actually a movie coming out called The Martian, but that is completely irrelevant, and I'm not advertising it at all. If something goes wrong, you're on your own. Sure enough, they landed, if you've seen the beginning cutscene. And they had a script to follow. This is kind of like a fun fact. They had a script to follow, and Jacob Hardy was supposed to follow it. He ended up just completely disregarding it, and he decides to say, "We're walking into a rising wind." Now, those words, because they were the first to be said on Mars, they're immortalized. I don't know what the script one was supposed to say, but in all honesty, those aren't really bad words. They were a warning to his fellow companions, and it was the first thing that popped into his head. Unfortunately, us humans, we want to be careful. We don't want to be sent into something we know we're going to die. So they had guns, and that comes across as being hostile, but that's not really important. I'm just saying that because they had rifles, and it slowed them down, and it's not very fun to carry all that stuff. They took the route, and they got to the Traveler, and the scene can be described as 3 human beings stood on a high ridge and saw the shape of the future, saw rain strike a millennia-old desert, felt the air sweetened with oxygen and warm water, and the beginnings of life. They were the first people to feel the first rain on Mars in, theoretically, millions of years. If you're feeling ballsy enough, you could probably take your helmet off, but for safety reasons, they did not. And what that did, that marked the end of human self-sufficiency. That is what died that day when they were on the ridge and looking over the Traveler. As I said, prior to all this, humans explored other planets. They went to Venus, they went to Mercury, and what they found on Venus predated humanity's existence. It was very strange. It was old ruins, and it was secrets to the universe. It allowed for science. You could say it was the capital of science for the entire solar system, which is pretty amazing. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because when the Vex took over Venus, they didn't destroy these ruins. They actually destroyed everything else that was human-made. These ruins that were made by these, whatever they may be, were just kept and protected by them. We don't know why. It's probably a secret to unlock something even greater, but it's just strange, and that's why I note it. On Mars, they created the mega huge metropolis called the Freehold City. You can go visit it today, and you won't see much. It's just all desert. It's where you actually drop in, and you can see the tops of them. You can go into some buildings. There's some missions, but there's a lot of Cabal there, so I wouldn't recommend going unless you want an XP farm, which is totally useless. I don't know why I said that. But moving forward to the late Golden Age. The Golden Age spreads across hundreds of years. I don't know exactly how much, but during the late Golden Age, science was at its peak, and the first exos were made. The exos, they're robots, and their AI is just super intelligent. It mimics humanity almost perfectly. It's a copy of everything. It has its own conscience. It thinks exactly how a human does. It has every one of the traits, and I honestly wouldn't even doubt it dreams. One of the things about the exos that is interesting is that it's a theory, and it could possibly be true, but exos were, I'm not going to say they are now, the key to immortality. They were a way to transplant your conscious into these exos and live on forever through a body that was made to be fixed, remodeled, anything really, just to pick and choose your body parts. That's pretty cool. But there was a downside to all this exos. The exos, as amazing as they were, you look at them now and you say, this theory of it being the creators of the exos and the bodies of them, you really can't back that theory up because all the exos' minds seem to have been tampered with. They seem to have they forgot their meaning, they forgot pretty much everything. We don't really know why, but all they know what to do now is to just protect the humans, and some have taken up arms and become guardians by using the Traveler's light and helping to get back to the Golden Age. But the exos were just an amazing thing in science that happened in the Golden Age because probably the best AI that's been built during the present day of Destiny was super good advice with Pahanin's help, mostly of the science, and super good advice is just a weapon where the exos are fully, completely conscious beings that are man-made. But anyway guys, that seems to be it. As much as there is to talk about really. Destiny will be going on for a very long time. More Grimoire will be revealed, more stories, more great secrets that will be uncovered in the future. But that is all there is to know about the Golden Age. There may be a couple things. I didn't talk about the future war call all too much. Actually, I didn't talk about it at all. I just didn't think it was that important. But to sum it all up really quickly, the Traveler came in, terraformed all the planet. Humans sent Ares 1, consisting of 3 multinational people, Chicken Party being the commander, which is the only one I can actually remember. And they were sent to Mars, found the Traveler, they felt the first rains, and they reported back saying, hey, this place is habitable, so how about we try Venus? Tried Venus, tried Mercury, they explored, they expanded, they found great things. Science was just on the uprise faster than it is now. The exos were made. Human lifespan was, tripled, as you heard in the opening cinematic.
Human lifespan tripled.
And it was just a great time to live in. It all started in the 21st century, and I don't see why it can't start right now. But anyways, Guardians, that seems to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more Grimoire, want more stories, want more theories, want more top 10s, top 7s, top 5s, I can go on forever, but I won't. You can go ahead and subscribe. But as for everyone else, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Later, Guardians.